Puja Mataji, want to do Mangalacharan?
Mataji, I can do.
Yes.
ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरुश्रीयुतपदकमला श्रीगुरुवैष्णवां च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथां वितं सजीवं साधुवैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं श्रीकृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादा सहगना श्रीललिता विशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्ता राधाकान्ता नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य जय श्री प्रभु नित्यानंद जय श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। ओम श्री विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले
Srimati
श्रीमती
Bhakti
भक्ति
Vedanta
वेदांत
Swami
स्वामिनी
Namini
नामिने। नमस्ते
Namaste
सरस्वती
Sati
देवे
Devi
गौरवाणी
Gauravani
प्रचारिणे
Pracharine
देवशेषा
Nirvishesha
शून्यवादी
Vajradare
पाशतादेशतारिणे।
Shatarani
हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा
Krishna
हरे हरे हरे
Hare Rama
हरे
Hare
रामा
Rama
राम राम
Rama Hare
हरे हरे हरे
Mukam
कृष्णा।
karoti vachalam pangum langayate kirim yat kripatam aham vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram Guruve Gaur Chandraya Radhikaya Tadalaya Krishnaya Krishna Bhaktaya Tadbhaktaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna.
हरे
Hare
कृष्ण।
Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Wonderfully recited. Hari Bol. So we say these auspicious prayers at the beginning of each session of anything. You can say that at the beginning of your day, you can say that at the beginning of your work, at the beginning of each and every project, at the start of an exam, any important undertaking, anytime. It's auspicious. It's invoking divine presence in your life. It's deliberately, intentionally thinking of Krishna and asking for his blessings, asking of the blessings of the whole disciplic succession actually. So Radha Krishna, their associates, and then their people that have carried the word, this transcendental knowledge forward, all those acharyas also. So we get their blessings when we hear this class so that I may speak with proper consciousness and you may understand in the perfect mood that it is intended to be, and then we are able to apply this knowledge in the perfect mood that Krishna intends us to apply it. So without further ado, let's get started. So last time we were able to do only one verse, 4.34, but as you know that it's a very significant verse of Bhagavad Gita, of this chapter actually, because this chapter is called Transcendental Knowledge or Divya Gyan. So Krishna gives a very simple process in 4.34 as to how one can obtain this transcendental knowledge. So I was thinking about the importance of Guru. It is said that transcendental knowledge, when transmitted through a transparent medium, creates transformation. Okay, I'll say that again. Transcendental knowledge, transcendental means something that is beyond this world, not the knowledge of this world, but the divine knowledge, spiritual knowledge, the vidya, the gyan of this of that is beyond this world. Transcendental knowledge, when transmitted through a transparent medium means a guru, okay, creates transformation, okay. So the knowledge should come through a guru through a transparent medium. A transparent medium means a bona fide guru, a qualified authoritative guru who is a true representative of Krishna, somebody whose only interest is to connect you to Krishna, whose only interest is to put you in the service of Krishna. He has no other interest. He does not want any money from you. He's not going to exploit you for any personal agendas. He does not want you to glorify him. He does not even seek any gratitude or appreciation in return of that knowledge. That bona fide, that qualified guru, and we took various characteristics of that guru. That guru is the transparent medium who can connect you to the transcendental knowledge, and that transcendental knowledge will create transformation in the heart. Okay, so when we hear knowledge from bogus people, okay, from um, unqualified people are the ones. Now, somebody may be very learned, okay, somebody may be very wise, somebody may know all the verses of, let's say, Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam or Vedas. They may know Manu Samhita, they may know many wisdom literatures, ancient literatures. They may be very good at grammar, may be very good at reciting or narrating. They may be very good at singing these verses. Okay, that does not qualify you. Okay, that is not a qualified guru. The qualification of a guru is, as we heard last time, number one, they should come in disciplic succession. That means they should come in an authoritative chain of teachers that is coming from Krishna himself. So Krishna being the supreme teacher, and then from him there is a whole successive line, a whole chain of Guru Shishya Parampara, a chain of Guru and disciple. Guru and disciple is coming right from Krishna, the source, and he should belong to that disciplic succession. And there are several such chains, and he should belong to one of those chains or successions. Okay, that's one qualification. Second qualification is that he should be a servant of Krishna himself. Okay, so it's not just enough to belong to a disciplic succession. He should be actively serving Krishna in his mission. And what is the mission of Krishna? Krishna's mission is to bring all his lost children back to him. That is what Krishna is doing in Bhagavad Gita. Every few verses, Krishna keeps saying, "Come back to me. This is how you can come back to me." Right? Just earlier in this chapter, Krishna said, जन्म कर्म च मे दिव्यम एवं यो वेति तत्वता त्यक्त्वा देहम पुनर्जन्मा na eti mameti. So Arjuna, that you will not get another birth, you will get me, O Arjun. So Krishna keeps giving paths on how we can get him. So Krishna's mission is only to connect his children, his parts and parcels, his servants back with him. People that have lost their way and have somehow stumbled into this material world, he wants those souls to come back to him, right? To back to his abode, back to his home. It's like our children, if they get lost in a fair, right, in a mela, how desperate we will be to get them back to us. So in this way, and we will be making announcements through loudspeakers. So this Bhagavad Gita is that announcement, that loudspeaker, and Guru is that loudspeaker that is making that announcement. And we are trying to connect back to our Supreme Father. So Guru is one who will connect you back to Krishna. So he's always engaged in service of Krishna. He's always serving in this mission of Krishna. Okay. The third is he will speak the language of scriptures, okay? Because scriptures is nothing but the language of Krishna. Scriptures, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita many times, but a very famous verse he says, Vedescha sarver aham eva vedyo vedant krid ved vid eva chaham. I am the creator of Vedas. I am the original knower of the Vedas, okay? I am the source of the Vedas. So basically he's saying that I am the source of all this transcendental knowledge. So the person Guru will be the one who will be speaking from scriptures. He's not speaking some made up knowledge, some made up philosophies according to his limited intelligence. Okay, because our intelligence is very limited. Okay, it is based on our present experiences, it is just based on our upbringing, based on the modern cultural influences and whatnot. But transcendental knowledge is beyond this world. It is unlimited. It is eternal. Okay, it is timeless, it is ageless, it does not become irrelevant or outdated ever. So he will be speaking that language of the scriptures, which is the message of Krishna as it is. That's why I told you before, Prabhupada called his Bhagavad Gita as it is, because as it is very important. Many people can write commentaries on Bhagavad Gita, but it has to be conveyed as it is, as it was intended by Krishna. And Krishna's intention is only to invoke love for him in the heart, love for Krishna in the heart, so that we will want to go back to him. So that is he will speak the language of scriptures. And another most important qualification of a guru is that he will give you a simple process to follow. Okay. It's not like he will give you a process. It's not like you give me this much money and you will go back to Godhead. No, it doesn't work like that. Every soul has to put in some effort. Every soul would have to do his own work in getting purified, in invoking that love for Krishna in their heart. Everybody will have to put in their effort. Okay, even in this world we cannot do things without putting efforts. You cannot pass a professional school, a graduate school, an undergrad school without passing an exam. So to go back to Godhead also, you have to follow a process. So he will give you a process that you can follow on a daily basis. He will give you a routine, a change in lifestyle, a tangible service that you can do. That's what Guru does. He will engage you in service of Krishna, give you a process for purification, process to invoke love for Krishna. So these are some of the things we discussed. So that's why this chapter is very important, because this chapter is called Transcendental Knowledge, and unless our intelligence is convinced, okay, why we need to do something, why we are doing something, what we are doing, unless we have a why, unless we have a strong why, we will not be able to follow the process. So transcendental knowledge is important because it tells us why we need to do something, okay, why you are doing what you're doing. So we have to convince our intelligence. That's why transcendental knowledge is important. That's why a proper guru is important. And guru can explain this knowledge in a very simple manner, okay? And then in the last verse, we also discussed how to approach this guru. So we understand why transcendental knowledge is important, because we have to be convinced that this place is not for us, that we are not this body, that we have to go back to Godhead. We have to convince our intelligence. And then we have to get this knowledge through a transparent medium, which is guru. And then how do we approach that guru? So there were 3 steps in that verse. The first step is that you approach the guru humbly. You submit to them humbly. Okay, leave your arrogance aside, leave your conceit, your false ego aside. Okay, submit humbly. Secondly, you pose questions to them. You ask them questions, relevant inquiries, not absurd inquiries. And thirdly, you serve them, because when you serve them, this theoretical knowledge will then become practical knowledge. Okay, Gyan will become Vigyan. Gyan will manifest in the heart. It will take deep roots into the heart. It will create transformation in your character, in your consciousness. So this is the summary of the last verse. I will take questions later if you're okay. Let's go to the next verse, 4.35. So we'll lead and follow. यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् यज्ञात्वा न पुनर्मोहम् एवं यास्यसि पाण्डवा
एवं
यास्यसि
यास्यसि
पाण्डवा
पाण्डवा
येन भूतानि अशेषानि
येन भूतानि अशेषानि
द्रक्ष्यसि आत्मनि अथो मयि
द्रक्ष्यसि आत्मनि अथो मयि.
Can somebody read the translation?
Can I read?
Yes.
Translation. Having obtained real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never fall again into such illusion. For by this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are but part of the Supreme. They are mine. Hari Bol.
Let me show the Sanskrit very quick. So, yad gyatva means by understanding this knowledge, na punarmoham. Punarmoham means you will not fall into the moha or the illusion again. Okay. Illusion means the avidya, the illusion of this world. Okay. The various attractions created by this world. So you will not fall into this world again. Na punarmoham. You will not fall into the illusion again. Evam yasyasi Pandava, okay, and you will achieve this. You will achieve higher destination by getting this knowledge. Okay. Yena bhutani. Bhutani means all living entities. By this knowledge, asheshani means all my parts. Okay, all my parts. These living entities, that are all my parts. Drakshasi means you will see. Atmani athomai. You will see that all these living entities are my parts. You will see all these living entities in relationship with me. Okay, Atmani means in relationship with Supreme Lord. This Atmani word comes in Sri Ishopnishad also. Some of you read Sri Ishopnishad with us before we started reading Bhagavad Gita again. And this word is very significant. Atmani means in relation to Supreme Lord. So Krishna is saying, these are my parts and parcels, and you will start seeing them and yourself basically in relationship with me. Okay? Atho mai, in me. So look at this translation again, that once you get the real knowledge from a self-realized soul, you will never not fall again into this illusion. So you will not fall into the trap of Maya again. By this knowledge, you will see that all living beings are parts of Supreme. Okay. In other words, they are mine. Okay. They are mine means they are, just like we were discussing, they are my children, they are my parts and parcels. They are Asheshani, means they are my Shesha, my Ansha, my parts. Okay. Atmani, mine. They are Mai. They are Mai Atmani. They are my parts and parcels. So this is, Krishna is giving us the Sambandh Gyan. If you remember, we talked about that a guru will teach you this Sambandh Gyan. This is the first step of self-realization of transcendental knowledge, to understand that we are not this body, we do not belong with this world, we belong with Krishna. Krishna is saying again, they are mine. So these anshas, these souls, these are my parts and parcels. They are my basically separated children, separated parts. Okay, so they have become separated from Krishna, lost in this world. But you will not fall back into this trap if you use a guru, a self-realized person, to teach you this knowledge. Let's read the purport. Can somebody read this? Ma, you can continue.
Yes, there is purport. The result of receiving knowledge from a self-realized soul, or one who knows things as they are, is learning that all living beings are part and parcels of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna. The sense of an existence separate from Krishna is called Maya. Ma means not, Ya means this. Some think that we have nothing to do with Krishna, that Krishna is only a great historical personality, and that the Absolute is the impersonal Brahman. Factually, as it is stated in Bhagavad Gita, this impersonal Brahman is the...
It's Brahman, not Brahman.
Okay.
Brahman.
This impersonal Brahman is the personal effulgence of Krishna. Krishna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is the cause of everything. In the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the cause of all causes. Even the millions of incarnations are only his different expansions. Similarly, the living entities are all expansions of Krishna. The Mayavadi philosophers wrongly think that Krishna loses his own separate existence in his many expansions. This thought is material in nature. We have experienced in the material world that a thing, when fragmentally distributed, loses its own original identity. But the Mayavadi philosophers fail to understand that absolute means that 1 plus 1 is equal to 1, and that 1 minus 1 is also equal to 1. This is the case in the absolute world.
Okay,
Hari
let me
Bol.
just pick out a few lines here. So one point Prabhupada is making is, of course, we already discussed that they are my parts and parcel. Okay, so this is very important. This is we have to understand our relationship with Krishna. Okay, first of all, we have to understand our own identity, that we are the soul, we are not this body. Then we have to understand our identity in relationship with Krishna. Okay, Atmani means in relationship with Krishna. So our relationship with Krishna is that we are his parts and parcels. We are not of this world. Okay. Maya. So Maya, Prabhupada is giving the breakdown of this word. Ma means not, and Ya means this. So not this. We are not this. This world is not our ultimate situation, our ultimate abode. Okay. This is not where we are supposed to be. Not this. This is not real. Okay. This is an illusion. So the very important point, seeing a separate independent existence from Krishna is called Maya. Okay. So not seeing either yourself or people or this world in relationship to Krishna is called Maya. So when you, let's say, take your uh, loved ones around you and try to enjoy them for yourself instead of seeing them as parts and parcel of Krishna, then that is Maya. Seeing your profession not as a service to Krishna, but as something for your own name, fame, gains, money, etc., that is Maya. So, seeing anything or anyone or even yourself, your body, or this world, anything separate from Krishna is Maya. So, seeing an independent existence from Krishna is Maya. But taking anything in relationship with Krishna immediately makes it spiritual, immediately makes it divine. So, your profession, for example, if you use it just for your own self agendas, for your own selfish things, and there is no Krishna in the picture, then that is just a big fat zero without the one in the front. You have to have one in the front. Krishna is that one. Otherwise, it's a big fat zero, and this is Maya. So, Maya is zero. But when you add Krishna in front of anything, whether it's your loved ones, whether it's your community, your country, and you see them in relationship to Krishna, you use them in relationship to Krishna, then you're adding the one in front of the zero, and that gives value and that makes it divine or spiritual. So suddenly your work, instead of staying just job, now a job, a career will now become service. Okay. Now your loved ones will suddenly become servants of the Lord that you are serving instead of just enjoying them for your own sense gratification. So in this way, you have to see everything in relationship with Krishna. And this is the position of a self-realized soul. Gurus, advanced personalities, these great people, they see everything in relationship to Krishna. Prabhupada was a great example of that. Prabhupada will see something, he will immediately see how I can engage that thing or that person in service to Krishna. How this thing or this person, let's say I have my phone. How can I use my phone in service of Krishna? Maybe I can learn verses on it. Maybe I can hear some discourses on it. Maybe I can do this Zoom conference call on it. So maybe I can play some Hare Krishna Mahamantra on it. So how can I use something in service of Krishna? Immediately, that's how he would think. He would see a person and he would see what are the qualities in him that can be used in service of Krishna. Oh, this person is a great carpenter. Maybe he can build a Jagannath Rath for us. That's how Prabhupada found the wonderful devotee who was building Raths for Jagannath Ji. Anyone remembers the name of that wonderful devotee? Anyways, that's homework for you to do. We put his picture on each and every cart of Jagannath Ji because he was building carts for Jagannath Ji. So Prabhupada would see the potential in everyone to be used in service of Krishna. Someone can paint, someone can cook. Can they paint pictures of Krishna? Can they cook for Krishna, the prasadam in the temple? So he would always engage. He would see their qualities, their qualifications, and engage them in service of Krishna. So this is the position of a self-realized soul. He would reveal your relationship with Krishna. So Atmani word is significant in this way. But everything, and what do we do? The materialistic people, we basically see everything for our own enjoyment, and we see independent existence from Krishna, and that is called Maya. So that is why great people like Prabhupada, great devotees, great Vaishnavas, they are not in Maya because they are constantly seeing everything in service to Krishna. Their whole life is engaged in service of Krishna, and nothing is beyond service. Like every quality, every talent, every hobby, every habit, every job, every person, every country, every community can be Krishnized basically. So can be spiritualized, can be a tool for service to Krishna. It's like you can compare it to like a fish out of water. Our existence is separate from Krishna is like fish out of water. What does fish out of water do? Is she very comfortable when fish is out of water? When fish is out of water, is she very comfortable? Is she enjoying herself, having fun, Anand?
No, no, mother.
No.
No, she's struggling. She's struggling very hard, right? She's struggling for her life. So our situation is like that. We are like fish out of water. We are struggling very hard in this material world. Actually, in chapter 15, Krishna says that in 15.7, he says, Mameva mamsho jivaloke jiva bhuta sanatana mana shasthani indriyani prakriti sthani karshati. Karshati means my jivas. Mam eva amsho. These are my parts and parcels. These are my souls, my parts and parcels. Mam evam amsho jiva bhuta. Okay, they're my parts and parcels, but they're struggling so hard in this world. Mana shasthani indriyani. They're struggling with their mind and with their senses. Prakriti sthane karshati. They have taken abode in this prakriti, in this material world, and now they're karshati. They're struggling for existence. There is a hard struggle for existence going on right now. We are struggling with every little situation in this world, right from feeding ourselves, from earning money and dealings with other people, from our own mind, if nothing else, from anxieties, from fears. And then on the large scale also, we are suffering through wars and terrorism and weather, problems, so many things going on. So mana shashtanindriyani prakriti sthani karshati. They do not have any need to struggle. The fish can just come back into the water and she'll be so joyful. There'll be so much anand, so much love, so much eternal bliss and joy and wonderful relationships. And she gave up all of that to come and struggle on the sands, on the shore of the ocean. What is the point of that? So that's what we're doing, struggling outside of this water. This is not our natural position. And we're struggling outside in artificial world, in an illusion, very hard, thinking that this is where we're supposed to be, trying to make a home here, when this is not our home. This is a long purport. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. Please read this. Maybe let's just read from here, from this Maya. From here. Can somebody read, someone who has not read this last paragraph? Puja Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji, I can. The living entities, as separate parts and parcels of the Supreme, have a purpose to fulfill. Having forgotten that purpose since time immemorial, they are situated in different bodies as men, animals, demigods, etc. Such bodily differences arise from forgetfulness of the transcendental service of the Lord. But when one is engaged in the transcendental service through Krishna consciousness, one becomes at once liberated from this illusion. One can acquire such pure knowledge only from the bona fide spiritual master and thereby avoid the delusion that the living entity is equal to Krishna. Perfect knowledge is that the Supreme Soul, Krishna, is the supreme shelter for all living entities, and giving up such shelter, the living entities are deluded by the material energy, imagining themselves to have a separate identity. Thus, under different standards of material identity, they become forgetful of Krishna. When, however, such deluded living entities become situated in Krishna consciousness, it is to be understood that they are on the path of liberation as confirmed in the Bhagavatam. Muktir hit hitvantha rupam swarupena vyavasthita. Liberation means to be situated in one's constitutional position as an eternal servitor of Krishna, Krishna consciousness. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So the thing this we already discussed. We understand that we have to connect back with Krishna and not maintain this separate existence from Krishna. Separate existence as in separate, think that we are this body or this world is our place. Okay, separate identity. So basically see everything and everyone in relation. We do have separate identity, of course. We are all each unique individuals. We have each have a unique flavor in which we serve Krishna. We each have a unique relationship with Krishna. We serve in different moods, different rasas. Some serve in Sakhya Bhav, in friendly mood. Some serve in parental mood. Some serve in the mood of a lover, like a beloved. So the different moods, different rasas in which we serve Krishna. Like for example, Hanumanji serves in a dasya bhav, in a servant mood, but gopis serve the Lord in the mood of lovers. Or Balramji serves in a very protective, like a brotherly parental mood. Arjuna serves in a friendly mood, in a sakhya bhav. So like that, we each have unique individual relationships, because Krishna is unlimited. He can have unlimited relationships with unlimited souls. He can have unlimited give unlimited services to unlimited souls based on the soul's propensity, because we each want to serve differently. So some gopi is serving by let's say painting, someone by cooking, someone by massaging their feet, someone by putting chandan on their body, someone by decorating their body, someone by um, let's say singing or through musical instruments, right? Like that. So each gopi has a different function, different service that is according to her own propensity, her own proclivity, right? So we have unique identity, but it's all in relationship with Krishna. Okay. So that's how that is what it means to be in Maya versus to be a Krishna's devotee. So Krishna's devotee sees everything in relationship with Krishna. Let's read more, and I'll give you more examples as we go forward. Let's read the next one. Api chedasi papebhya, api chedasi papebhya, सर्वेभ्यः पापकृत्तमा, सर्वेभ्यः
सर्वेभ्यः
पापकृत्तमा,
पापकृत्तमः
सर्वं ज्ञानाप्लवेनैव, सर्वं
सर्वं
ज्ञानाप्लवेनैव,
ज्ञानाप्लवेनैव
वृजीनं सन्तरिष्यसि, वृजीनं
व्रजेनं
सन्तरिष्यसि.
सन्तरिष्यसि.
Can somebody read the translation? So Krishna will now glorify the transcendental knowledge. Okay, he gave us the process. Approach the guru. This guru will teach you how you are in relationship to me. What is your relationship with me? The sambandha gyan. And then what happens? He's giving us the benefits. Can somebody read this?
Bhagavad Gita.
Yes, Prabhu.
Even if translation, even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge. You will be able to cross over the oceans of misery.
Ruchi, your voice goes a little bit in and out.
How about now?
Yes.
Okay, I'll
Yes, Prabhu.
translation. Even if you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, when you are situated in the boat of transcendental knowledge, you will be able to cross over the oceans of miseries.
Okay, thank you. Let's look at this and then you can read the purport. So, api ched asi papebhya. So, even if you are a great sinner, so Krishna is saying, Krishna is reassuring us. Sometimes people have this question that I've committed a lot of sins in my life. I'm very late in coming to this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. I received this knowledge very late in my life. Or I may have committed a lot of sins in my last life, whatever, so we think we may think we are a great sinner, and we all are very, we have committed a lot of sins, lot of things we don't even remember. That's why we are still continuing in this cycle of birth and death. So Krishna is reassuring us that even if you are greatest of the sinner, most sinful of all sinners, he's not even saying just sinful. Api chedasi papebhya, he uses this word couple times. Sarvebhya papa krittama. Tama typically means like the topmost, right? Like uttama. Uttama means topmost. Papa krit tama. You are the uttama in the papa krit people. So you are the topmost sinner. Let's say you are the topmost sinner. Okay. So you have committed a lot of crimes, lot of sinful, violent activities, whatever. But this knowledge is so powerful, Krishna is saying. Please again keep adding to your Sanskrit. So tama, typically there is word tamas, which means ignorance, but here it is referred to as uttama, type, like in that way. Papakrit, you have done a lot of papakrit. Jnana plaveneva. Plaveneva, plava word is used for boat. Okay, always in Vedas, the word boat is used. Why the word boat is used? Because this world, material world, is compared to ocean. And to cross the ocean is the aim of Vedas. Vedic knowledge wants us to cross this ocean. So this is called Bhav Sagar. This material world is called, material world means Bhav, Sagar means ocean. So this is the ocean of material world, or Bhav Sagar. In order to cross this ocean of material world, this Bhav Sagar, we need a boat. That is why a lot of boat analogies comes in our scriptures. So plava word comes a lot. And who is the captain of that boat? Our guru. Okay, that's why I think Mataji, one of the devotees, was asking last time why we can't just independently study books and cross this material world. Because imagine a material world is vast. Okay, you'll be lost in this bhav sagar, and sooner or later some wave will overcome you, overpower you. You will not be able to carry this boat forward. This boat is the human life. You will not be able to carry. In that analogy, the boat refers to human body. You will not be able to cross this material world on your own basis independently without a guru. You need an expert boatman to guide, to steer, an expert captain to steer your boat through the waves of this material world. And waves refers to like the sukhas, dukkhas, difficulties, anxieties, fears, whatever happens in this world, all those, the attractions, the temptations, the mela of this world that is going on around us. Anyway, in this analogy, the boat is being referred to the transcendental knowledge. Okay, the boat is used for transcendental knowledge. So if you take the boat of this transcendental knowledge, Krishna is saying, sorry, I keep missing this. Sarvam Jnana Plaveneva. If you take this boat of transcendental knowledge, Vrajinam is ocean of miseries here. Santarishyasi means you will cross completely. Okay, I'll come back to this word. This word. Please, some of our seasoned devotees, think of this word. What does this word santarishyasi reminds you of? I'll give you a hint and I'll circle back to it. Does it remind you of an Upanishad? You can answer in a few minutes. An Upanishad is named after this word, which is very significant for us people of Kali Yuga. What is that Upanishad that uses this word santarishyasi? So Krishna is saying that if you take the boat of this transcendental knowledge, you can cross over this ocean of miseries. Okay, even if you are the greatest sinner, that is a great reassurance. So, which means however late you are in this life, however sins you have committed, it's not too late for you. Transcendental knowledge is much more powerful than your sins. The power of your sins, you cannot commit the amount of sins that the transcendental knowledge can purify, can cleanse. So come to the boat, come to the shelter of this transcendental knowledge, and all your sins will be purified. Not only sins will be purified, but sinful tendency will be purified. Very important. This is the most important point. It's not like in Christian tradition, people go to these confessionals and they sit opposite to the priest, who then says that I absolve you from all the sins. They say, "Oh Father, I have sinned." And then they absolve them from the sins, but then the person goes on with his sinful life. It's not like that. This transcendental knowledge is so powerful because you understand why you are doing something. That's why I was saying why is very important. We understand why we are doing something, so the sinful tendency goes away. You will not be able to commit sin anymore. So, not only your past sinful life, but your tendency to commit sins, your tendency to generate more karmas for future, especially negative karmic reactions, will go away. This is the potency of this power of this transcendental knowledge. It's extremely powerful. And Krishna will further give more analogies to explain its power. Can somebody read can Prabhuji please continue this purport?
Yeah, purport. The proper understanding of one's constitutional position in relationship to Krishna is so nice that it can at once lift one from the struggle for existence which goes on the ocean of nescience. This material world is sometimes regarded as an ocean of nescience and sometimes as a blazing forest. In the ocean, however, expert swimmer may be, the struggle for existence is very severe. If someone comes forward and lifts the struggling swimmer from the ocean, he is the greatest savior. The perfect knowledge received from the Supreme Personality of Godhead is the path of liberation. The boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time, the most sublime.
Okay, so I don't have much to share here. Basically, Krishna has given the analogy of the ocean of nations. So nations means ignorance or darkness. So this bhav sagar is full of lot of trials and tribulations, lot of these waves of problems that will come. And then suddenly there is relief also. And the relief from a wave is considered happiness in this world. So again, Vedas are very strong about that there is no true happiness in this world. Only absence of distress is considered happiness. Absence of problems, absence of difficulty, absence of anxiety in this world is considered happiness. So the wave comes and takes you away and then washes you away, and then when there is no wave, you're silently cruising through, that is considered happiness. But there is no pleasure in that. There is no positive pleasure. It's just the absence of difficulty. So this is the ocean of nations. Okay. And there is a struggle for existence going on here, and transcendental knowledge is so nice, so powerful that it can carry you through it. Prabhupada is also saying that there is a example of blazing forest also given. Krishna will also give this example in next verse. So the world is also compared to a blazing forest fire sometimes, like there is fire going on. Our Mangal Arati opens like that. Samsara dava nalalidha loka tranaya karunya ghana ghana tvam praptasya kalyana gunarnavasya bandhe guru shri charanarvindam. So samsara davanal. Davanal means fire, an uncontrolled forest fire. It's not a controlled fire. It's an uncontrolled forest fire. This samsar is like davanal. Samsara davanal lidha loka. So this whole loka, the samsar is like ablaze with forest fire. Tranaya karunya ghana ghanatvam. So in this world, the guru is like the cloud of cloud full of rainwater. There is nothing. There is no firemen. There is no fire extinguishers that can extinguish this forest fire, which is blazing uncontrollably. It takes like a very vast cloud to cover the whole forest, full of water. A rain cloud full of water. Ghana ghanatvam. He rains his mercy upon the disciple. Only then he can come safely through this forest fire of this material world. Tranaya karunya. Karunya means mercy, or rain of mercy. When that rains from this rain cloud, which is Guru, then he can come safely through this forest fire. Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. To that spiritual master, I submit at their lotus feet. So that blazing fire is this world. And in this, the struggle for existence is very severe, very hard to come out. But the boat of Krishna consciousness is very simple, but at the same time, the most sublime. Most sublime means it's very subtle. It's very simple. Like all you have to do is, I forgot my question. Simple brought me to the question. It's very simple. The process, Krishna consciousness is very simple. It's so sublime, so simple that people may just miss it. So I've heard people deride this process. Sometimes people say, oh, how can it be so simple to get out of this forest fire or this ocean, this Bhavsagar? This is so dangerous here. How can something so simple like just chanting of holy names, just eating prasadam, just reading of scriptures, or just associating with devotees, just dancing in the kirtan, just offering the deity some bhoga and some lamp and flower. How can it be so simple? Those things seem so sublime, so simple. How can it be like that? It has to be some very outrageously powerful, overtly, superhumanly powerful thing that we have to do to get out of this forest fire, this material world. But actually, the process is so simple. Prabhupada used to say, it is so simple that you may just miss it. So, coming back to our question, did anyone figure out what is the word? So this is a hint. Krishna consciousness process is very simple. What is the word santarishyati? There is a Upanishad with the same word, santarishyati, or similar word that gives you this process of Krishna consciousness.
Hare Krishna Mataji, is it the Kali Santarana Upanishad?
Yes, Hari Bol. 3 times Hari Bol for Mataji. Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Mataji, can you elaborate? What is Kali Santarana Upanishad, or what do you know about it? What does Prabhupada say about it?
Mataji, all I heard is like whenever we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam and all that. So Kali Santarana Upanishad, Prabhupada quotes from Kali Santarana Upanishad, and
What does he
I
quote?
don't know.
Famous verse that he quotes. That is the simplest process to cross this Kali Yuga. Nagarjuna Prabhu is saying Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. He's close. What is the other verse to glorify the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Okay, I've given you a lot of. So Kali Santarna Upanishad, Mataji mentioned very nicely. Santarna word means something that will deliver you. Krishna is saying, Santarishyati, this knowledge will deliver you. Okay. Kali Santarna Upanishad is that Upanishad which will deliver us from Kali Yuga. That Kali Santarna Upanishad gives us a famous process of chanting of holy names, which is the only process that will deliver us from Kali Yuga. What is that verse that Prabhupada quotes about Hare Krishna Mahamantra, directly given in Kali Santarna Upanishad? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Iti Shodashakam Namnam, Kali Kalmasha Nashanam, Nata Partara Upaya Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. So that verse says that Hare Krishna Mahamantra, mantra is given, Kali Kalmasha Nashnam, Iti Shodashakam Namnam. These 16 syllables, this name, Harinam, comprising of 16 syllables, there is the only upay, Nata Partaro upay. There is no other upay for Kali Yuga. Kali Kalmasha Nashnam, to get over the anxieties, the Kalmash of the Kali Yuga. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. This is the opinion of all Vedas. So this is coming from Kali Santarana Upanishad, which says how to get out of this Kali Yuga. In this Kali Yuga, what is the way to get out of this material world? Wonderful. Okay, let's try to do maybe one more. These are short verses, so I was trying to, another analogy is coming. Let's do this one. Yathedhamsi samidho agnir. Yathedhamsi samidho agnir. Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna. Jnanagni sarvakarmani. Jnanagni
Sarvakarmani
Bhasmasat kurute tatha.
Bhasmasat kurute tatha.
Okay. Can somebody read this translation? Please go ahead.
Can I read, Mataji?
Yes, ma'am.
As a blazing translation, as a blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all reactions to material activities.
So this is another analogy. So Krishna is giving another example. Okay, word analogy means something that appears to our logic. Okay, so in our Vedas, one aspect of our Vedas, how you can understand a scripture, a wisdom literature is very relevant and very advanced is when they give when there are a lot of questions and answers, when question and answers are encouraged, okay, which is encouraged in Vedas. As you can see, Bhagavad Gita is nothing but questions and answers. They're always encouraged. Secondly, when a lot of analogies are given, analogy means something that appeals to our logic, okay, something that is relevant to us in our day-to-day life. And analogy can only be used so much, like you cannot stretch analogy beyond a point, okay. The analogies from this material world are used, means some examples that appeal to our rational, to our rationale, to our limited intelligence, and they are used to describe a spiritual principle, because spiritual principles can sometimes be difficult to understand. They are not of this world, right? We have learned certain things in this world a certain way, and those so sometimes spiritual principles become difficult for us to understand because we are so conditioned in this world to see things certain way. So to break that conditioning, to break our misconceptions, analogies are given so that we can get that point. We can get a spiritual point through a common materialistic understanding. Okay, this is what analogy means, to something that appeals to your logic. So when I say the word, you understand when I'm saying analogy. So Krishna is giving another analogy that yathe dhamsi samidho agnir, just like a agni or a blazing fire burns the firewood. Okay. Bhasmasat kurute Arjuna, burns away. Okay. Bhasmasat means turns the firewood into ashes, O Arjun. Just like a blazing fire can turn the firewood into ashes. Gyan Agni, okay, the fire of this knowledge is like that fire that will destroy sarva karmani, all your karmas, okay, all your karmas, all your activities and its reactions. Bhasmasat kurute tatha, it will destroy. It will destroy. What do you think? It will destroy bad karmas only? Who agrees with this statement? Gyan Agni will only destroy bad karmas, bad negative karmic reactions. True or false? Only is the keyword.
True.
False.
False. Who says true? Who says false?
I'm saying true.
Prabhuji, I can't hear you somehow. Sorry.
I think it's true.
It's true. It only destroys bad reactions.
Correct.
So punya that we generated, pious reactions. Gyan Agni, you're saying cannot destroy that.
False.
What is Ramchandra Prabhu saying something?
No, Mataji. So I'm
Huh?
good. No, Mataji.
No, means false, you're saying? It's not true? Or you're saying it's true? Okay, that's fine. What about Jyoti Mataji? Mataji will answer. Transcendental knowledge will destroy only your bad reactions.
Mataji, if we get full jnana or transcendental knowledge, we don't want both, Mataji. So it should be destroy.
Yes. We don't want good or bad. We don't want pap or punya either.
Yes, Mataji.
What is the problem, Prabhu? Why do we want good reactions? Bad reactions, everybody understands. We want them destroyed. What is the problem with earning punya, pious reactions? What is the problem? Didn't someone say in the beginning that they are carried forward? So if we have punya, let's say I have no negative reactions, but I have a lot of punya. They will be carried forward, meaning I will get another body. I will get another birth. Do we want another birth?
No, Mataji.
No.
Even
So
heaven also we don't want.
Even heaven also we don't want. We will get something heavenly. We will get a good birth. We will become a demigod or something. We will have to come back to enjoy those punyas. We will have to come back to the problem is we will have to come back to enjoy those pious reactions. Okay. So what do we have to do? We do good karma, bad karma, or a karma. What should we do out of these three?
Karma.
Good karma, karma is bad karma, or a karma? Which one should we do?
Good karma.
A karma. A karma means, a karma, another name for a karma?
Nishkam karma.
Nishkam karma, or service, or seva, right? Which has no reactions, neither good nor bad. Okay. So today is a day when you do charity. Let's say Akshaya Tritiya people do charity. Do you do charity for getting good reactions? Because I want something, I want something for myself? No, you do it as a service for the Lord. So if you do it as a service, if you do it as sacrifice, as nishkam karma, only then that charity will be a karma. Otherwise, you will get positive reaction. You gave a blanket to somebody today, you will have to come back to get that blanket from someone the next time. We don't want to come back to get that blanket.
Mataji, what you're saying is, okay, if I, for example, if I help someone, that is a good karma. And if I help someone in the name of God, that is nishkam karma.
Yes, it's just the change in mentality, change in consciousness. Are you doing it to get something out of it? Are you doing it to feel good about it? Are you doing it to so that they will put your name up that so and so is my sponsor, is my donor? You will be glorified. You will be many accolades will be given to you. Garlands will be put over your neck, are you doing it for those things, or are you doing it as a service to the Lord? It's just a switch in the consciousness, just a change in mindset. I'm doing it as a humble servant of the Lord because some extra resources were given to me in this life, which, I better use in service of Krishna, because instead of using on myself. So these are all souls. These are all parts and parcels of Krishna that need better resources, and I'm just doing it for that. So anything you do, whether you do your work, whether you do whatever you do, wherever you are helping, wherever you are uplifting others, do it not for anything personal, no personal gains, no personal agenda, just for the service of Krishna, with detachment, with duty, with service, with love, and that will satisfy Krishna. Otherwise, if it does not satisfy Krishna, you will get positive reactions. You'll have to come back to get those positive reactions, and like we said, we don't want to come back. So that's the core concept of Bhagavad Gita, very initial concept actually, that Nishkam Karma, which we've discussed in 2nd chapter and 3rd chapter. Service, sacrifice, Nishkam Karma. Okay, so the fire of knowledge burns to ashes all the reactions. Okay, can somebody read this purport?
Can I, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Purport. Perfect knowledge of self and super self and of their relationship is compared herein to fire. This fire not only burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning them to ashes. There are many stages of reaction: reaction in the making, reaction fructifying, reaction already achieved, and reaction a priori. But knowledge of the constitutional position of the living entity burns everything to ashes. When one is in complete knowledge, all reactions, both a priori and a posteriori, are consumed. In the Vedas, Brahad Aranyaka Upanishad, it is stated, Ubhe Uvesa ete tarte amritaha sadhav asadhune. One overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work.
So this is your answer here, the question that I was asking, that it burns up all reactions to impious activities, but also all reactions to pious activities, turning it to ashes. So pious, impious doesn't matter. If you get cycle of birth and if you come back to the cycle of birth and death, it is very inauspicious. Coming back means taking a great risk. So if we had to come back to enjoy something also, it is a great risk, because you may not get into touch with Bhagavad Gita again. You may not get devotional life again. Very likely because of pious karmas, you will get into touch with devotees and Bhagavad Gita, but there are still a lot of pitfalls in this material world. So we do not want to fall into pitfalls. So the point is to, like Vedas say, Prabhupada is quoting Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, one overcomes both the pious and impious reactions of work. Let's do one more very quickly. It's very short. So look, it's very, very short. Let's do just this one and we'll stop. Nahi jnanena sadrisham, nahi jnanena sadrisham, pavitram iha vidyate, pavitram iha vidyate, tatsvayam yoga samsiddha, tatsvayam yoga samsiddha, kalenatmani vindati,
कालेनात्मनि विन्दति.
vindati. Okay, please read the whole thing. Can somebody read the translation and purport? Who has not read yet?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I can read.
Yes.
In this world, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism, and one who has become accomplished in the practice of devotional service enjoys this knowledge within himself in due course of time. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, please continue.
Purport by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charnaravinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Joy.
When we speak of transcendental knowledge, we do so in terms of spiritual understanding. As such, there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Ignorance is the cause of our bondage, and knowledge is the cause of our liberation. This knowledge is the mature fruit of devotional service, and when one is situated in transcendental knowledge, he need not search for peace elsewhere, for he enjoys peace within himself. In other words, this knowledge and peace culminate in Krishna consciousness. That is the last word in the Bhagavad Gita. Hare
Okay.
Krishna. Thank you.
Not much to share here, actually. Krishna is saying that there is nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Na hi jnana sadrisham. In comparison to this jnana, pavitram iha vidyate. There is nothing exists in this world. Nothing exists in this world. Iha means in here, in this world. There is nothing so auspicious or so pure, so purifying, so mangalam, so pavanam. Tat swayam yoga samsiddha. And those who are engaged in this yoga, in this in this type of connection with me, okay, connect with me in this way. Tat swayam. Kalen means in due course of time. So because knowledge takes time to mature, right? Knowledge takes time to manifest in the heart. It's like a seed that you plant and then it grows into the plant and eventually takes roots and becomes a very strong tree. So in due course of time, such a person will enjoy within himself. Vindati means he will enjoy the mature fruit of all yogas. So the mature fruit of all yogas is this transcendental knowledge. And remember that ultimate understanding of all the essence of all the Vedas, all the transcendental knowledge, the conclusion is that to understand Krishna. So Krishna says that Sarvasya chaham riddhi sanivishto matas ज्ञानमत्पोहनं च वेदैश्च सर्वैरहमेव वेद्यो वेदान्तकृद् वेदविद् एव चाहम् Vedeshcha sarver aham eva vedyo. I am the only goal of the Vedas. I am the only goal of transcendental knowledge. So the maturity, the mature fruit of all yogas, the maturity of all transcendental knowledge is to bring you to the point of relationship with Krishna. So ultimate goal is to establish your relationship with Krishna. That is the mature fruit. And Krishna makes this knowledge strong in the heart. And we already understood the process that we have to submit to a guru. Guru will, and then serve that guru with service. This knowledge will go deep into the heart and we will attract mercy and blessings from Krishna. So, and that will make this knowledge strong. So Krishna says in 10th chapter also that he says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate. No, this is not the one I'm looking for. I'm looking for 10.10. 10.10. Who can recite? Nagarjuna, who can you recite? Tesham satatayuktanam bhajtam priti purvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamupayanti te. So Krishna says in 10.10 that Tesham satat yuktanam, those who are always engaged in my constant devotional service, like here Krishna is saying, those who are always engaged in this yoga, Tesham satat yuktanam, always engaged in this way in my service, bhajtam priti purvakam, they do my bhajan. Bhajan means all this whole process of chanting, hearing, reading, eating prasadam, serving devotees, association of devotees, celebrating festivals. This whole process is our bhajan. Bhajtam priti purvakam. Okay, they do this with love. Dadami buddhi yogam tam. I give them the knowledge by which they come to me. Dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayantite, by which they can come to me. Okay, so Krishna just wants us to come back to him. Keep saying this over and over again, by which they can come back to me. And then next verse, he says, Teshameva anukampartham aham ajnanamam jantama nashyami atma bhavasto jnanadipena bhasvata. That Tesham, and then I give them my causeless mercy. I give them my anukampa. Tesham eva anukampartham. Aham ajnanamam jantama. I will destroy their agyan. Okay. Aham ajnanamam jantama. Nashyami atma bhavasto. I will destroy the agyan from their heart like the lamp destroys all the darkness around it. Okay, Gyan Deepen Bhasvata, like a Gyan Deep, like the knowledge. I will light the shining lamp of knowledge within their heart. So this knowledge is made strong by Krishna. So if we make some efforts, we submit to a guru, we start following this process, start putting in our efforts, then Krishna very quickly, it happens very quickly. It does not take time. It happens very quickly. Bhagavatam says Tat Kshanat. It happens that moment, very, very quickly. The knowledge starts manifesting in the heart. The love for Krishna starts developing, starts growing within the heart. So this is where we'll stop. Please read on your own. I could not recite that 4.34 today, but I'm hoping that you're all memorizing. But we have just 3-4 minutes for questions. Any questions, realizations, or reflections? Please share.
Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Mataji. So please forgive me if you are thinking I'm asking simple questions sometimes. But I got a time, I got a chance or blessing to connect live sessions like this. I was waiting from last 30 years, Mataji. So just I'm watching YouTube's Bhagavad Gita or some other Vedantas. But I started from last 4 months onwards to reading the Bhagavad Gita. Thank you so much, Mataji. Sometimes I'm asking some simple questions, but please forgive me. Yeah.
Prabhuji, I really, really appreciate your question there. I don't know what you mean by simple. We need those questions. We actually really are very, very grateful to you for asking the questions because that highlights, you know how in book we highlight?
Yes,
So
yes,
you
Mataji.
help
I
us
have
to
that.
highlight the main points of the class actually. So please keep asking. It is, like I said, it is very, very encouraged in our scriptures. This is the way we learn. There is no simple question. I mean, there is no we need this path is actually very simple and sublime. So we don't need to make it extra complicated. It's not complicated. It's very simple. So please keep asking those questions. We are actually very, very grateful to you for asking them.
Yeah, Mataji, one quick question.
Yes, Prabhu.
In this document page, everywhere we removed I. Krishna, we put the H removed. I don't know, but I'm not fully connected
Oh,
to ISKCON
sure.
consciousness.
Hmm.
What is the meaning of why we removed Krishna's name I and H, Mataji, in English?
Oh, so Prabhuji, that's just the way of writing. So remember, this is an international edition. So this is not the way we have understood, again, in our limited experience as brought up in India, we have understood English language as Krish.
Uh,
But actually, for people that read it in other parts of the world, they are not able to pronounce it like that. So that's why those diacritics were given, like R with a dot underneath makes it re. So Kri, okay? And S with dot or S with the line on it makes it sh. So this diacritics make it a more universal language. So people like, for example, Russians, Japanese, Chinese, all these people are reading this Bhagavad Gita. So they
mhm,
are able to read this, they are able to pronounce the diacritics is their universal language, like R with dot or S with dot. But since we are conditioned means being used to something. We are used to that style of English, so it seems a little different to us. But if we were not brought up in Indian subcontinent and did not have this understanding of English, then like as a European, as a Russian or some other language, right? People that do not even know English script, hmm? Especially like Japanese, Chinese, and all these people, they find it easier to read it like that. That is their universal language, so that everybody's pronouncing the words same.
mhm.
So actually, it's less effort on their part. For us, we have to now get used to a different style. So that's why
Yes,
it
yes,
seems a little different. But yeah, but this diacritics just makes it more universal.
yes, Mother. Yeah, thank you.
Mataji, I have a comment on the question.
Yes, Prabhu.
Ram just took words out of my mouth, actually. I had this Bhagavad Gita epic with me from past 18 years or something. And I tried to read it on my own, but I could not do it. From past 4 weeks or 5 weeks, I'm joining these classes, right? I'm getting a lot of knowledge and practical way of implementing these things. I'm really enjoying. Lakshmi and I both are really looking forward for every week, so that okay, every Sunday we'll be waiting for 9 o'clock, so that okay, we'll get some knowledge out of it. That is my thank you for Mataji for sharing this knowledge to us.
Prabhuji,
It
you
is
all are
really, really.
very sincere, very advanced, but this is just, our duty to spread the knowledge forward. This is what Krishna wants. he said, Prithvi ate yache adi nagar adi gram sarvatra prachar haibe muranam. So he wants his name to be spread in each and every continent. So we are just doing that. We are just I'm just purifying myself, and I'm paying the debt forward of my own gurus. So please keep joining, because your association, your questions especially, your sincerity inspires us, inspires me. Because sometimes after a few years of doing this process, following this process, we become a little lazy, become a little lax. So this keeps me also on my toes. So please keep joining and inspiring. Thank you so much. Really appreciate.
Thank you.
I have two questions, Mataji. One is, we talked about Nam Jap. So you said, okay, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So is that the simplest way of me remembering the God? I mean, I see that, okay, a lot of complex Sanskrit words are there, which I'm not able to connect. So if this is the simple way that, okay, I can connect to God.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. You got it. Other processes may be complicated. Sanskrit words are hard. Prabhuji, our practice is, this is our core practice. So here in this conference call, Nirbhay Prabhu, that's my husband, his initiated name is, his Diksha name given by his guru is Nagar Chand Prabhu. My name is Nārangi Devi Dāsi. Jyoti Mataji here is also under shelter of a guru. Like that, we are all chanting the holy names, this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, okay? It's like this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This mantra we are chanting on the beads, okay? Let me show you my beads. This is my bead bag, and we are chanting this. This has the mala, the beads in it. This has 108 beads, okay? We are chanting this every day. This is our core, this is our central practice, okay? Everything else we do in our life, whether sense control, whether, eating certain things, not eating certain things, reading, hearing, everything ultimately feeds into this one practice, okay? This is the simplest way to cross the Bhav Sagar in this day and age. So we chant 108 beads is one mala. You can decide however many times you want to do. You may only chant just, let's say, 11 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra, like this much. Or you may want to chant one whole mala. Or you may want to chant 4 malas in a day. Basically 4 rounds of Hare Krishna Mahamantra in a day. Whatever you want. 2 rounds. Whatever you want. But please start connecting. This is the main thing that will connect you to Krishna. This is the main core process, core practice. This is Bhajtam Priti Purvakam. This is what Krishna wants us to do. So there are many verses that says that. It says, Kali Kale Nam Rupa Krishna Avatar Nam Haite Haya Sarva Jagat Nistar Nam Vina Kali Kale Nahi Yar Dharma Sarva Mantra Sara Nam Ei Shastra Marma Kali Kalera Dharma Krishna Nama Sankirtan Krishna Shakti Vina Nahi Tara Pravartan. Like so many verses are there like that. Okay. It says that you have to chant Harinam. This is the only way. Okay. And the very famous verse that Nagarchand Prabhu was saying is Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, Kalau Nasti eva, Nasti eva, Nasti eva gatiranyatha. There is no other way, no other way, no other way. Okay. Hare Nam eva kevalam. This is the only way. Shankaracharya has said, Bhaj Govindam, Govindam Bhaj Moodmate. Nam Smarnad Anyam Upayam, Nahi Pashyamo Bhav Tarane. Right? There is no other way other than chanting the names of Govinda. So please take to this. This is you have caught the sense, you have caught the pulse of this.
Mataji, I had a doubt. So your name is here Natasha Gupta, but I am seeing here Nargis Devi Dasi. I confused Nirbhay Prabhuji name also. If I ask, last time I met and I asked Prabhuji, what is your name? Then I'm confusing about your names, Mataji. So here it is a different name. I started reading for first pages, forward pages, but front pages. I will start, Mataji.
Oh,
I have gone through the couple of pages and images. So but I'm not able to give anything right now. But
No, Prabhuji,
yes, yes,
thank you so much for taking the book and reading it. But to be honest, I would really recommend reading Prabhupada's books. They are
yes,
very
yes,
like Bhagavad Gita, and then there are small books also. Whatever I have written, I've just taken twisted into a modern context.
yes, yes,
But coming back to your question about the name, Prabhu,
yes.
this is called Diksha name, which is given. So we have basically two births, okay? One, as humans, the first birth is when we take birth from our mother's body, okay? In that birth is we are helplessly taking birth. We are forced to take birth. We don't know which mother, which father, which family, which country, which caste, color, gender we will be born into. We are helplessly pushed into a body, right? That is our first birth. The second birth we take, which is our responsibility, is when we take initiation from a spiritual master into a spiritual process, into a process of sadhana, into a process of devotional service. Okay, when we belong not to our father and mother's uh, uh, dynasty, right? Like we belong to the Vasudev Kutumbakam, it is said, right? We belong to the family of Vasudev now. We belong to the family of Krishna. Okay, so this becomes our kutumb, our dynasty, when we take formal initiation from a qualified guru into the chanting of holy names. They give us the mantra. Okay, here we are freely giving this mantra. Hare Krishna Mahamantra can be freely given. But still, you have to take vows in front of a guru that I will chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra so many times in a day, and I will follow the basic practices of no meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication, no illicit relationships, like that. So when we take that diksha, that vow, that is our entrance into our spiritual life. Now we have formalized. It's like how you get married, right? You have a certificate. You have formalized your commitment to that person, to your spouse. Similarly, initiation is a process where you have formalized, you have now stamped your commitment to Krishna, that I am a soul surrendered unto you, and through this guru, I am committing my life to approach you. In this life, I'm going to get back to you. So this is that process. This is called the second birth. So you have heard of a term called Dvija,
Uh,
like Brahmins, right?
yeah, Brahman. Yes, yes.
Dvija means twice born. So
Crossword.
people that have the second birth are only allowed to be called Dvijas. Okay. So we have to take the second birth. When we take the second birth, this is in our hands. This is our responsibility. That's what we were discussing last time. This should be our goal to just like how it is our goal to get married, how to get into a professional college. That was our goal to get a stamp of immigration on our visa. It was our goal to get a certificate from our college, right? Similarly, it should be our goal to get this certificate, to get this initiation that I am going to go back to God, at this entrance into spiritual life. So, and become a twice born. So then you become a Dvija, or a twice born.
Yes,
So
yes,
when you
ma'am.
become twice born, when you take this second birth, you're given this another name, which basically is in relationship to Krishna. This name is in relationship to Krishna. Like my name, Nārangi, is another name of Radharani, which basically means that I'm a servant of Radharani. Nagar
Thank you.
Chandra Prabhu is the name of Krishna, which means he's Nagar Chandra Das. He's a servant of Krishna, like that.
What is the actual name of Prabhuji name? Nirbhay?
Nirbhay. This is the name that he is written here, Nirbhay.
Oh, okay. Thank
But
you.
Nagar Chandra is a name of Krishna, which means he's servant of Krishna.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dhanapnam to all devotees. So it is. So now, actually, we say the actual name. If somebody asks, it's actually Nagar Chandra Das.
This is the real name.
And we call the regular name that's used in the world in material things. We call it as a karmi name.
Yeah. Last time I asked, that's why I took Naveen Prabhuji time. Thank you.
No, Prabhu, that's
Hare
okay.
Krishna.
I think we have to stop. We have some way to go. But Prabhuji, please, were you sharing something?
Yeah. No. My question was not complete actually. So you said okay to take the Naam Jap. with the Japamala, do I need to take Diksha or I can take
No.
any? No, I don't need, right?
No. You can start chanting the holy names. Immediately, holy name will act. Holy name is like medicine. It will immediately act.
Okay.
But initiation basically is formalizing the process. It's a commitment. So right now you may be chanting, let's say you decide, you're just committing to yourself sort of 1 round, 2 rounds, 4 rounds, but then you're committed to a representative of the Lord, which is Guru, and you cannot go back on your word, right? Just like after we take marriage vows, now you have taken, you have committed your relationship, you have in front of fire god, right? Agni Dev. So now you cannot go back on your word to your spouse. So
Yes, ma'am.
so that's a formalizing, and this is like start of a relationship. This is like you are exploring your like girlfriend boyfriend. So now
Understood.
you can start your affair with Krishna now, but you will formalize your relationship when you take an initiation. Just to put it in a crude way.
Yeah, I'll take any mala which is having 108 beats and start working on that.
Huh? Say that again, Prabhu.
I can take any mala which is having 108 beats and start working on that.
Yes, Prabhu. Yes, we can bring you proper beads next time. We try to avoid Tulsi beads. Tulsi is a very dear servant of Krishna. So since we are not very pure yet, we avoid Tulsi beads. Just neem beads or any other beads are fine.
Okay, Master.
Yeah.
Thanks.
But yeah, we can talk more about it, Prabhu, about Nam Jap when we meet next.
Yes.
If it's okay, we'll stop the call for today.
Yeah,
And
thank
join
you.
next time. Thank you so much for joining. Very, very grateful to each and every one of you. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Jagadguru
Jai.
Prabhupada ki jai. All glories
Jai.
to the assembled devotees. All glories,
Hare
all
Krishna.
glories to Guru and Gauranga.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna. Jai Shri Radhe Shyam. Vancha kaltarupescha
Vanchakatruvyascha kripa sindhuyabhishya
Patitanam
patnam
pavnebhyo
pavnebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo
vaishnavibhyo
namo
namo
namah.
namah.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.